This is Algebra 1, Unit 3, Lesson 6, Relations and Functions. First of all, what is a relation? A relation shows the relationship or correspondence between an input and an output. And we've been thinking of that as an ordered pair. We've been doing our table of values. We've been completing our table of values. And I say, hey, complete the table of values. If x equals 0 and x equals 1, you put in 0 into the equation and you get your output. You put a 1 in and you get your answer. So we think of the x values, that would be our input, and we consider that our x. And our output, we've been thinking of that as our y values. In order for that relation to be considered a function, it has to have only one output for each input. In other words, if you have an x, you put in an x, you can only get one y value. So there's going to be one output per input. And we'll see what that means in just a second. So here we go. Here's a visual for you. So you put a 1 in, and you got 2 as an answer. You put 2 in and got 4 as an answer. We put 3 in and got 4 as an answer. And we put 4 in and got 5 as an answer. 2 and 3 both had an answer of 4. That's okay. But the second one, if we put 1 in, we got an answer of 5. Then we put 1 in again and we got an answer of 7, an output of 7. That's a problem. That would be like if you were working a problem on a test and the one time you solved it you got 5, the next time you got a 7. Okay, so we would say yes, this first one can be considered a function. This second one, nope, because the input of 1 got 2 different outputs. That's breaking the rules. All right, so we're going to test that using something called a vertical line test. So we can just look at it graphed and we don't have to look at a table of values. Let me show you what I mean. If we would graph this set here, we go over 1, up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we get that point there. And we also go over 1 and go up 7. Go over 2, go up 7, go over 3, go up 9, that'd be up here somewhere, and go up 4 and go up 9. You could see if I would draw a vertical line through that, I'm going to hit those 2 points right there. So anytime if you draw a vertical line and you hit 2 different points, that's a problem. That's saying for each x value you got 2 or more y values. So this fails the vertical line test because we know it wasn't a function. Let's practice some more. It says use the vertical line test to determine if the relation is a function. So again, for every time we have an x, we have to have a unique y. We can't have 2 y values. And you can see if I draw vertical lines, I never hit the line twice. Let's try this one. Oop, and there we have it. We have a problem. I drew my vertical line, I hit 2 different points. That's saying for, let me just see what that is. One time they put a 3 in, they got it looks like 10 for an answer. And the next time they put 3 in, they got 15 as an answer. So that's going to fail the vertical line test. So we're going to have to say, no, this is not a function. For 3, they had 2 different values. This one looked fine. For every x value, there was 1 y value. Okay, now let's talk about domain. Domain is the input. And again, we consider that our x's. The range is our y's. So just to remember that, we're going to call it this input or our x's. And the range is considered our output, or we think of that as maybe our y's. So if we look at some of these points, this one looks like negative 4, 4. Make this a little bigger so we can see it better. This one looks like negative 1, 2. This one looks like 0, 1, over 0, up 1. This one looks like over 2, up 3. And finally, this one looks like 4, 5. If they ask us what the domain of that is, that's our x values. So we usually use a curly bracket like that. Our domain, again, our input, our x values. So it's -4, -1, 0, 2, and 4. Our range would be our outputs, our y's. So it looks like we have a 4, a 2, a 1, a 3, and a 5. That's all there is to it. When they ask you for a domain, you list your input or your x. When they ask you for your range, you list your output or your y's. Okay, I think we're going to stop there. Let's try some practice problems. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.